starring June Lockhart, Hugh Riley, John Provost as Timmy, and, of course, Lassie.
Oh, come on. Listen, the first thing that I want to do is get some...
Hold everything one at a time. Let's get squared away on who's going where so we don't wind up having to track each other down.
You go first, Mom.
Thank you. Oh, first of all, I want to get some yarn, and then I'm going to the Bon-Ton. They have a sale on sheets.
Lassie and I want to see how we can spin my quarter. We're going to go in all the stores.
Well, we should have planned on a whole day. My first stop is the hardware store. How about you, Timmy?
Lassie always likes to go in the pet store. That's the other way. Mr. Peters always gives her a biscuit, even if she doesn't buy anything.
Well, that sounds like a good deal for Lassie.
Well, now, you be careful crossing the street.
Lassie always looks out for cars.
Good.
Well, we'll meet here in an hour, so keep track of the time, huh?
We'll be here. Come on, Lassie. We'll go in the pet shop first. Then we'll go to McDonald's. He's got lots of stuff in his store, even for 5 cents. Wait a minute. Come on, Lassie. Mom's gonna have a birthday soon, and we've got to look for stuff for her. $12.95, $8.50. Wow. A pair of white gloves would be nice, but she's already got some. I know Mom would like that clock, Lassie. But all I've got in my bank is $2.03. We'll think of something. Maybe we could rake leaves on Saturday for Mr. Ferguson. Or maybe we could watch the cows for Farmer Burke. Boy wanted. That's us.
Hello, young man. What can I do for you?
I came to ask about the job.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm afraid you're a little young for it, son. I really had an older boy in mind.
But I'm almost 10. I bet I could be a good reporter.
I'll bet you could, too. But I want someone to solicit subscriptions.
Oh. But I'd still like to have the job. I could work after school and on Saturdays.
What's your name, son?
Timmy Martin. My dad's Paul Martin.
Oh, yes, you've been one of our subscribers for a long time. Well, my name's Caldwell. I'm the editor. Well, if you want to take a whack at it, I'll give you 50 cents for each 6-month subscription you bring in and $1 for the yearly ones. Is that all right with you?
Sure, Mr. Caldwell. Thanks a lot.
Oh, just a minute, young feller. Don't you think you better find out something about rates first? And an order book might come in handy, too.
Yes, sir.
It's $3.25 for 6 months and $6 by the year. I've written it down so you won't forget it. Now, let's see if I can come up with a lead or two for you. The Andersons dropped their subscription. Maybe you can get them back. And I heard there's a new man, Vance, I think his name is, who just bought the old Stover place.
Oh, that's not far from our house. I can try him first.
Good. Now you've got something to go on. And remember, anybody that doesn't get the paper is a live prospect.
I'll remember that.
You know, Timmy, many a star reporter began just the way you're doing, selling subscriptions. So keep your eyes and your ears open. That way you'll develop a nose for news.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, Mr. Caldwell. Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Here I am. Oh, you got my new mop. Good. Thank you.
Mom! Dad! I got a job!
A job? When did all this happen?
Well, Lassie and I were walking along, and we looked in the window, and there was a sign said, Boy Wanted. And we went in, and I got the job.
Good for you. But boy wanted for what?
For taking subscriptions for the Sentinel. I get 50 cents if anybody takes it for 6 months, and a whole $1 if anybody takes it for a year.
Well, this might be the beginning of a brilliant career in journalism.
We'll just have to call him Horace Greeley. Come on, Lassie.
Mr. Vance?
That's right.
I'm Timmy Martin, your neighbor, and I'm taking subscriptions for the Sentinel.
I'm sorry, son.
It doesn't cost much.
Well, I don't get much time for reading. I get all my news on the radio.
If you'll just try it for 6 months.
I'm sorry, son, but I don't want the paper.
Okay, Mr. Vance. Thanks just the same.
Beat it, kid. Whatever you got, we don't want any.
Determination is half the battle.
Can't you understand English, kid? Beat it.
Quiet, Lassie. I was here yesterday to see Mr. Vance. May I see him again, please?
I told you before, whatever you got, we don't want any.
I guess we better try somewhere else, Lassie.
Eddie, it's a cinch. After we've cracked the safe, I go on my way, and you're a hero for trying to protect the co-op. We'll make it look so good nobody will dream it's an inside job.
Come on, Lassie.
I told you I don't want any part of it. You wouldn't want me to tip off your right name and let them find out about your record. Take it easy, Eddie. I don't want to get rough with you. But I've been looking all over trying to track you down. I gotta have dough. Didn't you ever think of working for it? Still got a sense of humor, ain't you, Eddie? Look, there's a setup waiting for me out on the coast. All I'm trying to do is get there. Just this one little job and I get out of your life for good. I swear it. You little weasel, what are you doing snooping around here?
I didn't mean anything honest, I didn't. Don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Quiet, Lassie. It's all right.
Leave the kid alone. He can't hurt anything. If he heard, he can do plenty, and I think he did.
No, I didn't hear a thing. Honest, mister, I won't tell a soul.
You got no choice now, Eddie. We're going ahead like I said, okay?
Okay. As long as nothing happens to the kid or his dog.
Nothing's gonna happen to him as long as they don't give me any trouble. And you don't. They'll stay here nice and quiet until we're all through. We'll lock them up in the woodshed.
You can't do that.
What do you mean I can't?
I guess you better do what he says.
That's right. And don't get any ideas about running away. And keep that dog quiet.
Yes, sir. She'll do anything I tell her to.
Okay. Open it up. All right, in you go. Remember, no funny business. And keep that dog quiet.
I'll come back and get you as soon as I can.
Let's get going.
Start digging, Lassie. Mr. Vance didn't want to do that robbery. And we gotta get out of here to stop him.
Hi.
Hi. Paul! Wonder how Timmy's getting on with Mr. Vance. We seem to be having a long session.
Well, probably takes a long session. He's dealing with a tough customer. Well, I'm going down and take a look at the stock. Will you shut off the sprinklers in about 10 minutes or so?
I'll tend to it.
Hurry up, Lassie, or we'll be too late. Now we're getting somewhere. Stand back, girl. Come on, Lassie, let's get out of here. Maybe I ought to tell Mr. Caldwell. This sounds like a big story. Meanwhile, you track him down. Track him down, Lassie. Follow the car. Go get him, girl. Hurry. Jenny, will you get me the Calverton Sentinel, will you please? I'm in a hurry.
Sentinel, Laura Caldwell speaking.
Mr. Caldwell, this is Timmy Martin.
Oh, hello, Timmy. You got a subscription for me?
No, sir, but I've got a real story, a big scoop. I'm at the Vance farm. The man he told me to come see. And there's another man here, and he had a gun. And he went away with Mr. Vance to rob the co-op. I mean, he's making Mr. Vance.
Oh, slower, Timmy. Who's making who what?
I said there was a man here with a gun, and he went away with Mr. Vance to rob the co-op. He locked Lassie and me up in the woodshed, and we just broke out.
Well, Timmy, it's a good story, no doubt about it, but the first thing you've got to learn about reporting is that a newspaper must have facts, not fiction. I mean, the stories have to be real. You can't make them up.
But I'm not making it up. Honest, I'm not, Mr. Caldwell. I heard him plan the whole thing, clear as anything. If you won't believe me, maybe Sheriff Miller will.
Now, Timmy, suppose the sheriff went out on this wild goose chase, and suppose an emergency came up while he was gone and he was really needed. How would you feel then? Oh, I admire your zeal, Timmy, but why don't you just stick to getting subscriptions, Oh, goodbye, Timmy.
I guess I'll have to help Lassie stop that robbery myself.
All right, where is it?
Over here.
It's a real old-timer, Eddie. This ought to be a cinch for you.
For me?
You're the expert. Go on, Eddie. Time's a-wasting.
My fingerprints will be all over it.
What else? You don't think I'd leave mine, do you? What are you worrying about? You're being forced, ain't you? Get it open.
I don't know if I can. I'm out of practice.
Get going, Eddie. I ain't out of practice with this gun.
All right, Jenny. Well, then will you keep trying? All right, fine. Thank you.
Any luck?
No, Mr. Vance still isn't home yet. I don't know what could be keeping Timmy.
Now, if my mother had gone into a tizzy every time I was late for supper, she'd have been a nervous wreck by the time I was 12. Relax. Remember, he's an important businessman now.
Do you suppose he's gone to the Sentinel?
He probably did, if he's got any new subscriptions.
Well, it might be worth a check. if there's anybody still at the office. Oh, Jenny, would you ring the Sentinel for me, please?
Sentinel, Ira Caldwell speaking. Oh, yes, Mrs. Martin.
Mr. Caldwell, I hate to seem like a worrying mother, but have you seen anything of Timmy?
Well, all I can tell you is that he phoned in during the afternoon. I guess working for a newspaper's kindled his imagination. He said he ran into a big story out at the Vance place. Something about a robbery at the co-op.
But, Timmy did go to the Vance place. And Mr. Vance is the night man at the co-op.
Oh, by jingo, so he is. I completely forgotten. Oh, but I still think the whole thing is extremely unlikely, Mrs. Martin. But I'll look into it just to be on the safe side. I'll call Sheriff Miller right away.
All right, fine. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Caldwell says that Timmy phoned him about a robbery at the co-op. Oh, Paul, do you suppose it's true? Do you think he's gotten himself mixed up in this thing, playing reporter?
Let's go take a look. This isn't bad at all. It'll not only get me out to the coast, but grubstake me for quite a while. Nice going, Eddie boy. Like I said, once you got the touch, it never leaves you.
Especially with a gun in your back.
Let's shove off.
I'll drop you off at the station. You catch the westbound. I'm gonna let that kid and his dog out of the shed.
Don't be silly, Eddie. I'm not catching any train. Let's have the keys. Now turn around. Like I said, we're gonna make this look real good. Get her off me! Help me! Help me! Get her off! Get her off! Help me! Get her off me! Help me! Get her off me! Let go! Let go! Get her off me! Get her off before she kills me! Let go! Let go!
Lassie! Let him go, Lassie! Lassie, let him go!
Thanks, Sonny. On your feet, Link. Over by the car. There's some tow rope in the trunk, Timmy. Just turn the handle, it's unlocked.
Okay, Mr. Vance.
I hope you know what you're doing, pal. Don't forget your fingerprints are all over the safe.
I'll take my chances. Just don't try anything.
Timmy, are you all right?
Sure, Mom. And I got a big story from Mr. Caldwell. Fat man tried to rob the co-op. But Lassie and Mr. Vance wouldn't let him.
I'm Timmy's father. You can keep an eye on him while I go phone the sheriff.
That won't be necessary. He's on his way now.
Come on, Timmy, let's go home.
But I can't go home now, Mom. I gotta stay here and cover everything for the Sentinel.
Timmy, I'd say you had a nose for news.
Yes, sir, you did fine, and I'm proud of you.
Well, I think we can all be very proud of him.
Don't forget, Lassie had a lot to do with it.
I know, and Roy Vance knows it, too. Between the two of you, you saved his reputation and his future.
They're going to let him stay on at the co-op?
Well, George Henderson gave his word. Vance has nothing to be afraid of anymore. After all, what better proof could anyone want that he's really going straight?
That would settle it in my book.
I think the whole town feels the same way. Well, folks, if you'll excuse me, I'll go on. I want to write Timmy's story while it's still hot.
I'm sorry I didn't have any luck with subscriptions.
Ah, but you did. Roy Vance, he wanted me to be sure and tell you, and I almost forgot. He signed up for a whole year. There's your $1.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Caldwell. That's just great. I'll try the Andersons tomorrow. Maybe I'll get a story there, too.
Well, if you do, be sure and take Lassie with you.
I sure will, Mr. Caldwell. You see, Lassie, what he means, we both have a nose for news. Only yours has a little more to it.